What's up, folks? It's your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're going to do a Smackdown review. We started off with the New Day's Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston coming out. Kingston talks about his highs and his lows of his career. Then we got a video package of Kingston's trip to Ghana. Then Kofi is interrupted by Dolph Ziggler, who's still rehashing It's All About Me. Then we got a waste of a video package with Dolph Ziggler. On a side note, if it should have been Dolph Ziggler all along, where was he after Royal Rumble? Just saying. Kingston points out that Dolph Ziggler quit and gave up the U.S. Championship, to which Dolph Ziggler shows us just another video package of Kofi Kingston getting beat up by Ziggler. Dolph ends the segment by saying, on Friday, it will be me. Alright, whatever. So we go on to our first match, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. With a reminder from the commentary team that Sami Zayn is a wild card, bitches! Yeah! What? That being said, this was a decent match. Kofi Kingston hit the Trouble in Paradise on Sami Zayn to get the pin. After the match, Dolph Ziggler hit a super kick on both Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, laying them both out and walked off. We then have a moment of sleep with Alexa Bliss and her guest is SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley. We waste a little bit of time with Alexa Bliss bitching about her coffee. After that, Bliss puts down Bayley as a champion, being that the belt doesn't mean that much. Alexa's coffee finally gets there, and Bayley slaps it out of her hand. Carmelo comes out and says she wants a shot at the title, which of course brings out Charlotte Flair. Bruh. Well, apparently Charlotte Flair's been sucking up Shane McMahon to get a match tonight. Carmella versus Charlotte Flair versus Alexa Bliss, and the winner will be facing Bayley at Stomping Grounds. We then have Elias versus R-Truth in a Lumberjack match for the 24/7 title. During this match, the Lumberjacks cannot pin R-Truth. This is a quick match. Elias won it. Right after the match, the Lumberjacks swarm in. Elias sneaks out. While the Lumberjacks are fighting, R-Truth pins Elias under the ring to once again retain the 24/7 title. Truth then escapes through the crowd, being chased by the loser locker room. We then have a short segment where Aleister Black is leaving an open challenge for anybody, which I really don't see anything happening, being that the wild card rule is still in effect. We barely get to see anybody from the main roster anyways. We just see the same 3 or 4 people on both Raw and SmackDown. We then have Shane McMahon coming out with the Revival to call out Roman Reigns. Once again, we're still doing the same bullshit about reintroducing Shane McMahon as the best in the world. We get a recap of last night's 6-man tag team match, and Shane McMahon says he's going to be neutering the big dog at Super Showdown. Roman Reigns comes out, he lays out the Revival. As he's walking down the ramp, he catches a Claymore kick by Drew McIntyre. Sackboy McIntyre gets Roman in the ring, sets him up, and Shane McMahon gives him a spear. I am so looking forward to this feud being over with. We then have Carmella versus Charlotte Flair versus Alexa Bliss to get a match against Bayley at Stomping Grounds. This is an match. I mean, it was okay. Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose come out. They attack Carmella. There was one cool spot where Alexa Bliss did Twisted Bliss onto Charlotte Flair, who had the figure 8 on Carmella. Rose and Deville distract Carmella once again, allowing Alexa Bliss to get the DDT on her and get the pin. We then have an in-ring interview with Lars Sullivan. This practically went absolutely nowhere. I think it'd probably be better off if Lars Sullivan stayed as a silent monster instead of talking, because after he starts talking, I don't know, it just loses it. We then have Apollo Cruz versus Andrade Cien Almas. This is a no contest because right before the bell rang, Almas attacks Cruz, hits him with the hammerlock DDT. Finn Balor comes out, they start to fight. Zelina Vega distracts Balor, which let Almas get the advantage, hitting the hammerlock DDT and leave him in the ring. With 10 minutes left in the show, Goldberg finally starts making his way to the ring. Goldberg says he's been waiting 20 years to face The Undertaker and tells The Undertaker that he'll be getting the ass kicking he's been waiting for. As he says The Undertaker is next to rest in peace, the bell tolls, lights go out, Undertaker shows up behind Goldberg. They have a stare down, the bells toll again, Undertaker disappears, and Goldberg says that The Undertaker better bring his jockstrap and tighten that sumbitch up tight. And with that, we end tonight's SmackDown. SmackDown has been running pretty much the same way as Raw has. About this time last year, SmackDown was way better than Raw, but in recent months, SmackDown has been actually going downhill compared to like last year. Some of the matches were okay, they were decent, but just with this whole wild card thing, it's actually starting to suck. We're not seeing anybody from the original rosters. We're just seeing the same, like I said, 4 or 5 people on both shows, and it's taking up spots from that brand's roster. But anyway, that'll do it for this episode of SmackDown Review. Leave a comment down below what you thought on tonight's SmackDown, what you thought of this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.